So guys, it's Brad with Spite Fitness, and I'm going to do some training today. I just got done hitting the treadmill and did a mile on treadmill in about 13:30. So nothing to be super proud of, but just getting some movement in. And so slowly over time, we'll keep speeding up and go further faster. But now I'm in the back room. I'm going to do some deadlifting, and I want to talk a little bit about the setup that I have for my deadlift. So what I have is, I have my strap, and it's only probably 1.5 inch or 2 inch wide strap, probably not even 2 inches. And the one that I have is from Skedco. It just happened to be a strap that I'd gotten from a buddy, but it has these little looped ends here that I put these clamps through, and then I use a little bit of chain. And the chain, I use the chain to wrap around the bar, and it just happens to be at just about the right distance to kind of approximate the deadlift for me, or at least the distance. It might be giving me a little bit, so I could probably even that out by standing on a 15 kilo plate or something like that. But it's pretty close to the full range of motion for deadlift. But I use that setup, and it helps me be able to deadlift and not have to use my arms. I just basically kind of lightly hold on to the strap for a little bit of stability, so the strap doesn't slide. But other than that, the arms aren't supporting any weight at all. So you can see I just had some chain, and this is all stuff basically went down to Tractor Supply, and it was able to get most of the stuff. You could find straps. I think the hardest thing would just be making sure that you have the right length for you, to make sure that the range of motion is kind of commensurate with what your natural range of motion is fully deadlifting. So just food for thought, something to consider, and kind of how I do my setup. So we'll get everything set up, and we'll start doing some training, some deadlifting. I think maybe bench today. We'll see how it goes. Tink. You saw the deadlifting there, and I'm going to do a little bit of light benching now, just because I missed it yesterday because I had to work. But I'm just going to do some light stuff with the bench and see what I can do, and then probably add some bands onto the bar and suspend some weight from those bands, just to kind of create some instability and make it a little bit more difficult, to just try to get myself back into kind of the swing of things. So yeah, let's get into it. You got to be a little bit careful with that extension, because as you can see there, that on my bicep I got a bit of adhesion, so that scar is kind of sticking to the tissue underneath. So as I extend that arm, it pulls on that tissue, and it's pretty uncomfortable. So I'm still just trying to be careful, and I'm not quite the full extension just yet. So really just kind of being very tentative with getting after that full extension. So you know, that's really 40 kilos. It's the most I've benched in, well, 6 weeks. So yeah, so now I'll probably just add a little bit of weight to it with suspend some bands and add a little bit of weight, and just kind of create some instability and do a couple sets like that and call it a day. I don't need to do a whole lot because I haven't done anything in 6 weeks. So really it's just about creating a little bit of confidence, doing something, and then you build on that. So for you guys that are at home or have some injuries of your own, whatever those injuries may be, whether they're similar to mine or something entirely different, you know, it starts small. You're just kind of building a little bit of confidence, and creating some movement is better than not doing anything at all. All right, so here we go. All right, there you have it. So, you know, I'll just do a couple sets of this. Nothing super sexy, but it just kind of gets some work done and checks a bit of a block. You know, gets me confident in my mind that I can put a little bit of weight on my chest, or a little bit of weight in my hands rather. And then those 5 kilo plates that I have suspended, you know, that just creates just a little bit of instability, so that some of those auxiliary muscles have to kind of come in and help control that weight. You know, try to create a little bit of stabilization. So instead of going heavy, or instead of going too heavy, I'd rather create more stress by, you know, instilling a little bit of instability in the movement, so that some of those auxiliary muscles have to kind of come in and compensate a bit, and so I can tax myself that manner, versus going too hard too fast and, you know, opening myself up for more risk than is necessary. So I'm gonna hit a couple more sets of that. Not really probably any reason to film it, and that'll basically be it, and I'll be done for the day. So that's it. I hope you guys like the training. Again, it's just kind of me getting in, not quitting, doing what I can. In that last video I talked about exercising some demons. I talked about my changing goals, and I didn't say so explicitly, but what I meant is, you know, going from kind of chasing being, you know, top 10 308 power through, you know, raw power through in the country, to not, right? So, you know, I'm still active duty Army. I still have those, you know, standards and expectations that the Army has on me, and I'm getting ready to go to a new unit. So I have to make sure that I get myself in good shape and, you know, show up in good condition. So instead of chasing, you know, being top 10, right now I got to kind of focus on being a little bit leaner, being a little bit fitter, being a little bit faster. But my intention is to stay as big, as heavy, and as strong as I possibly can, and still get away with everything that I need to do for the Army and check all those blocks. So that's kind of what I meant by changing goals and things like that, and what that's going to end up being for me, and how that training will be. I just don't know, but I do know I got to start running a lot more. So I'm going to build that kind of on the front end of all my workouts and do that. So anyway, I hope that kind of answers that question if anyone was curious about that. Well, anyway, that's it. That's the video. I need to wrap this up and get going. So I appreciate you guys checking it out. Leave any questions, comments, or concerns below. I will be sure to respond. You know, like, share, and subscribe. If you know anybody that's got injuries, or whether it's a bicep injury or not, If you think any of this might help them as just some ideas or some things to kind of spice up the training, you know, share it along, and I definitely appreciate that. Remember guys, no matter what's holding you back, train despite. You either find an excuse or you find a way. Yeah, that's it guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.